Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, March 27th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com for all about my services, upcoming events, why I work in the work I do, and also be sure to like and follow me on YouTube, especially if you're listening here. Please like, subscribe, and share. I would appreciate it so much. I'm also on Facebook under Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium. So go to all those places and follow me and like, because you're up on upcoming events, and also this is all about service. So I would appreciate you helping me to serve. And hopefully, of course, you benefiting from my service as well. I want to talk about, I forgot. Forgive me. For those of you coming back week after week, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the comments, the likes, I needed this. Oh, thank you. It's the only reason why I get up early on a Sunday morning and record this podcast in order to serve. And so when someone feels benefited by it, it's just very gratifying. So thank you so much. Your comments matter. You matter. So thank you. All right. On to the topic. I feel weighed down by the times. Last week, I had a personal trying week, but it wasn't a week where I manifested anything to me that made it trying. It was just a week where other stories lined up, and I had to deal with the fallout of that last week in an emotional way, of course. And so this week, when it would be so easy to talk about heavier things, I just feel compelled to talk about lighter things, because we're all one. And right now, during these times, I think we need each other more than ever. We need to support each other. We need to lift each other up. We need to be positive. We need to have faith and trust and belief. There's a larger picture going on. A larger picture that is a higher vibration that is coming onto this planet, and it may not look that way. And that doesn't mean that things happening should be excused or that we should be flippant about it. It just means that keep that faith and that belief and that trust alive, that you are taken care of, and that everything really is trying to turn out for the greater. After my week, I woke up this morning and I went on social media, and I see all these posts of just bad attitude and negativity. And I almost posted about it, but I thought, no, don't post about people complaining, because then you're complaining about people complaining. Just make your topic today lighter, because that's what people must need the most. But please, please understand, listeners, that what you post about, what you talk about, what you feel is what you bring to your world. Don't blame others. Do not blame a person or a system. It's what we bring. If you don't like it, start within, changing it, and then go without to change it. It's so important to know your power. You have such power. Things aren't happening to you. They're happening with you. So keep that in mind, okay? Yes, this week I was impacted by other stories, their journeys. And that was the kind of week it was. But most weeks, we're impacted by our story, our choices. Most days, myself was in it, but not to the extent that others were in it this week. It was an unusual week. But keep in mind your power. Your power. You know, life is not unfair to you. It is what you make it. Keep that in mind. All right, so I've spoken. Now on to this light topic. I love paranormal. I love watching people's interest in going to places with more energy and taking photographs and having experiences. And every so often, people will contact me because they're having experiences in their own homes. And they don't know, what's going on. Is it something I should be nervous about? Is it a loved one? Is it a ghost? And what is a ghost? And how do I tell the difference? And so that's the topic today. And I'd love to do these kind of topics at Halloween time and at the holidays, but I feel like it's so important right now for all of us to understand the difference and to also know how much we are loved and how much we are visited and when we are visited the most. So let's go to first, what is a ghost? All right. What I'll say first is that a ghost is not it's not often how it's spoken of. If you were to go to a home that is many generations old or a war battlefield, you're going to potentially come in contact with the energy that is residual, that has been there. All areas that hold a lot of energy, it has a heightened energy about it, a high emotional energy. So let's break it down to a home. There's a particular home I love to visit. I've visited a couple times, and I don't mind saying it. It's called the Shanley Hotel. It's in upstate New York, and it is most of its history from the 1800s. Eleanor Roosevelt visited there. It has a history of being a brothel. It's in a wonderful little small town in the mountains. I'm at this moment right now losing in my mind the town, but Google Shanley Hotel. They do overnight stays. They're very much a small business, and the hotel is, which perhaps is more of a bed and breakfast, has the energy of the past. Ghost Hunters has been there, and other shows, other American shows. So it can be a very popular location. And so a place like that, or the Stanley Hotel in Colorado, or any hotel that has a history that is not newly built, it's going to have the events and the emotions of it's going to have the emotions of the events and the experiences that have built up over time. The pain, the agony, the injustice. And in places like this where there might have been people harmed, or a buildup of history of visitors, it's going to have more activity than, say, a house built in 2020 on a plot of land. What has to be discerned is what, if anything, you're experiencing in that home. Is it just a fingerprint, a footprint of what has been there before, or is it present? So, for instance, you may hear, if you are ghost hunting a voice. Well, that voice could be a voice of the past and not necessarily a voice of the present. Because time is very much an illusion. It's all happening at once. So sometimes when we walk into these older locations or we walk onto a battlefield, we may, without even realizing it, go back in time. There have been stories in Gettysburg, PA, about people driving along, touring the battlefield early in the morning and seeing a regiment marching. And then the regiment disappears. They just, at that moment in time, happen to be part of a time capsule moment where they were part of the 1860s in that moment for just a brief moment. It's happened in Virginia as well. I'm sure it's happened all over the world, where you're walking along or driving along and all of a sudden people are dressed differently and they're there for a moment and then they're gone. That is time capsule. That is a recorder of a moment in time being played back to you. So, can it be considered part of ghost history? It's not really a full interaction. Even if they talk to you, you may just be witnessing what they would say to someone standing in your place. So it's not always about Hollywood and going into a place and an older place and having experiences happen that are about ghosts and poltergeists and things being thrown around. That's also about energy. But staying with this time lapse, sometimes you have the great benefit while walking through your life to go into another time. And that's amazing. So that can happen in these battlefields and in these older homes. I was in a museum once in Gettysburg, and I heard boot footsteps walking towards me, as did the person with me. Now, that doesn't mean that they were walking up onto us. Those could have been boots from the 1860s that were just doing their thing. And I happened to be in that moment on an early Sunday morning where I was in such a meditative place that I could be a part of that time-lapse interaction. Now, sometimes energy builds up to such an extent that it is present, that it is more active. It's not a time lapse, and that's where you might get into more poltergeist type, I don't want to say necessarily violent, but active activity. What's going on there? The energies of the old hospital or the house or the hotel. They hold in time bottled up energy of misfortune, of injustice, perhaps murder. And now you're walking into it. And you are asking it to show itself to you. You are asking it to increase. You are taking your energy, which you are made of, as a full energetic being, and you are adding it to the energy that is already there. So it expands, and it reacts to you, and you react to it. So that's why people can leave screaming. So when You do not want that energy. You don't feed it. You don't let your fear or your antagonism promoting add to that energy, because you kind of get what you ask for. Now, would that energy be considered a ghost? Perhaps. But it's more about bottled up energy. It's all about energy. Just discerning what type of energy is it. So when people say, I don't know if I believe in ghosts. Do you believe in energy? Do you believe that we live on? Do you believe in time? Have you had weird things happen? If you believe in energy, then you could probably say that you believe in ghosts. It's just a label we put on supernatural experiences. That's all it is. I myself go places in peace. If I hear a voice tell me to get out, I'm moving. I'm leaving. I want to feel what's been there before. I want to experience it. I want to appreciate history and the years of time that we like to experience, even though, as I said, time is very much happening all at once and can't really be measured as a clock, with a clock. I still like to go in and feel that bottled up energy of time. And I always go in peace, so I don't add to the energy that's already there. I show it respect. Now, sometimes we hear that people are stuck here and they don't want to travel on. And that moves us on to departed loved ones. Those that are connected to us, but also those that are not connected to us. I want to assure you that your departed loved ones, like you, have eternal life. Unless you are inherently evil and want to stay evil, and there's even a realm of heaven for you, we're going to heaven. Once we pass, we do stay closer to our loved ones at first. We want to know they're okay. We want to help them through the times. But also, many times people feel that there's activity around them or ghosts when it's departed loved ones. Departed loved ones give signs of their presence. Sometimes it's just their presence, it's felt, and not necessarily common signs like coins or electricity acting up or electronics acting up or smells. They can do all of that. It doesn't mean they're a ghost. It doesn't mean they're actually not a ghost. It doesn't mean they're trying to haunt you. They're there as a support system to help you to navigate this life, to help you to navigate their loss. When you're going through your hardest times, the signs from heaven are likely to increase. When they have passed on, their signs will be there. When they are about to pass on, at least a couple weeks before, you will get signs around you. Even if you don't know that someone's about to pass, that doesn't mean you live in fear. Because truly, we don't lose people every day. It's a rarer occurrence on a smaller percentage. But you are surrounded by loved ones in spirit when you are about to suffer a loss. As you are surrounded by loved ones in spirit, those that love you, your relatives, your friends, old teachers, they're going to come around and they're going to support you through your trying times. They want to do that because they're in this wonderful place of love, and they want that to overflow to you. They want to make your life better, and they also want to comfort you ahead of time when they know a loss is coming. But most of the time when they're with you, they're supportive. You might be waiting for a test to come through, or worried about money, waiting for the job offer, going through a divorce, whatever it may be. They're going to be there a little bit more. They're also going to come around for the anniversaries, the birthdays, theirs and yours, the wedding anniversaries, the births of someone new into the family, the weddings. They're going to be there for the milestones. And if you're centered in the moment, you will notice them. Your departed loved ones are not ghosts. They are you in energy form. They are them in energy form. You will do the same thing when you are done with this physical life. You will shed your physical body and just be energy. But you will still have somewhat of your personality. You will still love, and even more. You will still want to be in your soul group with your family and friends. You will want to support. They are there in the same way. But they're not haunting you. They are supporting you. So, sometimes they can really amp it up. Sometimes it almost feels you wonder, are they upset? Their signs are so strong. Loved ones can do karma short term, those perhaps who were murdered or feel something unjust happen can participate in that short term, but they're not up in heaven angry. They're working and healing to get to a place of peace, and most find peace immediately. Heaven is home. When you're there, you want to be there. You want to be all right there. So does someone really get stuck between this world and next? Well, not long term. Trauma of a battlefield can cause us perhaps to go towards the light a little bit slower. But we have to be very careful not to sensationalize energy. There are even paranormal investigators now past Ed and Lorraine Warren who had regrets, it is said, about some of their stories told. At least one. It is important to be truthful, to not add to energy in a negative way as much as we possibly can. So when you're in your home and you feel a light caress on your hair, or you see someone out of the corner of your eye, most of the time it's going to be someone who cares immensely for you. If not all the time. And if you're in a place that you're not connected to emotionally and you have experiences, then the energy is energy of the time, of the place, of the land. And it could be the time capsule. It could also be an energy just like your departed loved ones that wants to interact in the place where they last were. Your loved ones do like to visit the homes they lived in. They don't reside there, but much like they like to visit you and acknowledge birthdays, they will visit their home. So those that passed in a bed and breakfast or on a battlefield will visit, yes. And so your experiences can be a time capsule or a direct intervention or interaction with a visit. But most of the time, nothing to really be afraid of, and perhaps all of the time. If it's heightened, walk out. Leave it. Also very important to ask yourself, what am I adding to this? Am I over emotional right now? Am I scared? Am I stressed? Am I going through something in my own personal life that would add to this energy? If you've got things happening around you a lot more and it is not a departed loved one visit, then yes, you are adding to it. So look within and do what you can to back up from it. Sometimes it helps to pray, to bring your angels in. Actually, often, bring them in. Help them to surround the space and make it peaceful. Whatever you can do to bring a place, a sense of peace to what's around you. So in the hopes that I didn't talk in circles so much, we are all energy. And we return to full energy at the end of this current physical life. And energy represents itself through visits from our departed loved ones and from the fingerprint and footprint of the past. It is all happening around us, and we can take a part in it or choose not to. We can ignore it or we can participate. But when you participate in an endeavor that's like a ghost hunting, be respectful, be cognizant, be in a place of wanting to educate. Take it seriously, but still lightly. We are all eternal. We are all energy. And it is around us at any moment, every moment, whether you acknowledge it or not. And also keep in mind, you are so powerful. Nothing happening around you is greater than you. The history of this world has all kinds of energy. It has different realms to it. It has In Ireland it has leprechauns and fairies, and there's always realms happening around us at any moment. Respect that energy. Enjoy it. Yes, you can even communicate with it. And understand that most of the time, who is with you from a place of love, support, and comfort. And turn to it. Allow it to support you. Allow it to help you to be carried through your life. You are not crazy if you notice energy around you. It is not really something that needs to be proven, because energy just exists. So those who say, I don't know if I believe in ghosts, they're really probably just saying, I haven't had experiences enough yet. I haven't had it myself. When you go into a castle, yes, you might run into a damsel in distress who's running through time. Remember, in that moment you could be in 1499. Energy is amazing. It is what we are made of. It is within us and all around us. And if you can tap into that knowing of energy, well, it's not only energy that we are made of and how our loved ones come to us. It's also the energy of manifestation, of events, of rewards, of good karma and bad karma. So it is very much worth learning about. I hope that was clear. And of course, if you have any questions about what you've heard today, you are welcome to ask me. You can comment, or you can email me at serenityharbor@verizon.net. Enjoy energy. Use it to your benefit. Become a co-partner with it, a team member. Talk. Communicate, even with thoughts. It will be a positive thing in your life. If you co-act with it in a positive way. I think I just made up a word, but I don't mind. Cohabitate with it in a positive way. Now, I want to be clear before I leave you today. I am not against ghost hunting. I am not against paranormal shows. I love them. It is just important to do so in a respectful, educational, kind way. Have fun. I have started. It is not ready to begin yet. And I may have mentioned this before, but I will be starting a bit of a travel YouTube channel. It's in the works, where I go to locations and I tell you about the energy of the locations. So it's really an energy channel. And it's just fun. It's just an outside for entertainment only channel for me because it's an interest. So look for that. I'll tell you when it's up and running. But for now, I leave you on this Sunday. And I hope the week for you is one where you notice your loved ones in spirit around you. You notice the energy around you. You notice how it's serving you. And you notice your part in it. Be cognizant of that. Be in the present. It changes your life for the better. Once again, go to my website at lisahop.com and please like, subscribe, and share on YouTube and on Facebook. Thank you, and have a wonderful Sunday and a wonderful week.